David Lee Roth is out of Van Halen. What will the band do next? Next on Heels and Quads.
Get all the people here tonight!
No slow songs at all.
We're the new thing.
None of us are from California. That's how come we don't sound like the Eagles.
Habitué of Hollywood's Star Spark Sunset Strip. Hopping and bopping and popping with the best bet for the boss beat at the top of the pop smash gold. For those of you with the timely taste.
With Van Halen is we just finished our new album, and it's been in the making for quite a while here. We took most of the last year, 1983, to make 1984.
First of all, this is not the new Van Halen. This is the real Van Halen.
I mean, he can sing anything, low, high, in between. I mean, like a baby, come on.
We barely take each other into consideration.
The music is what honestly inspires the lyrics.
A couple singers.
Yeah, a couple, one, two.
Well, it certainly wasn't anything premeditated. It just kind of came.
Quit.
Yeah.
It has the whole story. It has everything that you need to tell a story, and it's over from the time when it starts to when it ends.
Yes, you can be spontaneous for 20 minutes. Those of you who've been married for longer periods of time know exactly what I mean.
Welcome back, Heels and Quads Media here on YouTube. I'm Tommy, and I'm back with another Van Halen video. Coming up at number 8 on my Van Halen rankings from 1986, 5150. I know there's a lot of people out there.
Get all the people here tonight!
Mostly Van Halen diehards are saying, what? Still no different kind of truth? I'm going to tell you why in that video it's not here. People think that probably should have already shown up on my list. Now, 5150 came out in 86. Obviously, Dave had left the band or was fired, depending on who you ask. Sammy Hagar joins, and we begin the Van Hagar era of Van Halen. If you like what I'm doing here, subscribe, like, of course, comment. Tell me where 5150 lands on your list. There's a lot of people who don't even dive her down as much as they like 5150. Like I've said in the past, I'm a Dave diehard. 5150. At number 8, 5150, released March 24th, 1986. Van Halen's first studio album with new vocalist Sammy Hagar. Obviously already established as former lead singer of Montrose and a successful solo career, having released 8 studio albums and songs like Red, Heavy Metal, Your Love Is Driving Me Crazy, and of course, I Can't Drive. The album was named after Eddie Van Halen's home studio, which was first used on the album 1984 prior. It was still being built at the time. Named after the California law enforcement code for mentally disturbed person. While being the band's first #1 album, with 1984 peaking at number 2 thanks to Michael Jackson's masterpiece Thriller, and even though 1984 would obviously go on to sell more albums over time, the band, seemingly frustrated with David Lee Roth's solo career and talks of an upcoming movie starring Diamond Dave, pushed the band to move forward. Conflicting statements over the years say he quit or he was fired. Eddie's mechanic is actually the person that suggested Sammy Hagar, and they started working almost immediately on 5150. I've heard over the years that some of, or a lot of, the music was already worked on for David Lee Roth in mind. Also, the first album did not have producer Ted Templeman, who would be working with Dave on Eat 'Em and Smile. Longtime engineer Don Landy would take over as producer, as well as help from Mick Jones from Foreigner. While I really enjoy this album and agree with many that this, the first album with Sammy, is the best of the Van Hagar era, my issue is with the production. It's almost too balanced. It doesn't have that live feeling, balls to the wall vibe the band originally had with Templeman at the helm. Again, not bad, just my opinion. Honestly, the tracklist is solid, and it's tough to pick a least favorite song. That's right, as I've said before, I'm a sucker for ballads, and this album definitely has a couple. Least favorite song, Dreams. Before you send the mob, let me say I really do like this song, but as I mentioned, it's a really good track list, and this is difficult. However, the first time I heard this song, As a kid, it just made me think of the Olympics. Not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, but it's just not Van Halen to me. A great Sammy song, nonetheless. Favorite track, Why Can't This Be Love? So tell me why can't this be love? Yes, I'm contradicting myself, as this is a kitschy power ballad of epic proportions. However, it's so catchy with a great groove and hook, it's hard not to love it. Take note, rocker boys. Honorable mention, Inside. While Sammy is in no way the humorous and witty Diamond Dave, this one has a fun little throwback with a chattering conversation going on in the background that gives this one a small element of that original lineup, and throw in a funky groove on that bass line. Not saying this is the second best song necessarily, but it's a fun, sneaky album closer. There it was at number 8 from 1986, Van Halen, or Van Hagar's 5150. A lot of really, really good songs on this album. I'm gonna admit, I underappreciated this album until I've been listening to it now for seems like a month straight. I've been flip-flopping back and forth between 5150 and another album. It has nothing to do with my allegiance to David Lee Roth. It's more of which one of these albums do I listen more. Now, if I did this in, say, a year or 2 years or 10 years from now, it probably would change. But as of right now, this is just my opinion. This is where I rank them right now. I'm sure I'll do Van Halen again, as well as Kiss and Motley Crue, because Motley Crue's got an album coming out this year, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that, if I'm just going to slide it in or what, but this is Van Halen, so stay on task. So if you like this, you want more, tell me what band you want to see me do next. I already know actually what I'm doing next, but I'll give you the option. Do you want Bon Jovi or Bruce Springsteen? Subscribe, like, comment, let me know. 5150, where does it rank? Which band do you want me to do next? And, of course, tell your friends, tell your enemies. We'll see you next time.